Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, and you better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. There's no telling who that it's naming, for the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. The battle outside raging will soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing. The line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are changing. Yes, the times they are changing. For the times they are changing. Oh, the times they are changing. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, and you better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. prophesies with your pen. And keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. There's no telling who that it's naming, for the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. The battle outside raging will soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your own road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing. The line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are changing. Yes, the times they are changing. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. If you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. We love you, Betty. Good morning, everybody. A little, very short tribute to the great Betty White. We'll miss her a lot. She was great in every single way, so we will miss her a lot. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Well, the door's unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong. find the place of rest in the arms of Spirit. God's waited so long for your homecoming day. God knows the peace you seek and the hurt you're feeling. Spirit wants to hold you and to wipe the tears away, while the Father waits with open arms. And God is calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. There is room enough in the house of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, yes, come on in.
Good morning, everybody, and happy New Year. So good to see all of you here, and welcome to those on our website live stream, and some of you on Facebook as well. We welcome all of you to this spiritual community this morning. If you haven't met me yet, I'm Bev Spivey. I am happy to be here co-ministering with my husband, Reverend Lawrence Palmer. And today we are just thrilled to see you all to start this new year. Our lead director of music ministry, James McCoy, is not with us this morning, but we have our others who are equally talented and resourceful. So being led by John Rose this morning on piano, Pete Wallace, who can play a lot of things. You've heard him on piano and organ, but this morning he's filling in for James on the bass guitar. And we have Jeff Renzo on our drum set, and of course our wonderful soloist this morning, Samantha Natalie Wallace. So as they get us off to a start this morning with our tribute to Betty White, we also want to talk to you who are seeing us wherever you may be on your computer screen or your phone, and welcome you to come on out and look at that website and see what we have going on here that you might want to come and attend. You are very welcome. And to those of you sitting here, also remind you to look at our website, unitypompanobeach.org, where all of our events are kept up to date. Our wonderful Director of Operations, Reverend Darby Line, took some vacation, so when she gets into the office this afternoon, you will see that website being brought up to date and all of our new events being posted. So do follow us that way. That's also the place where you can contact us if you'd like a meeting with me or Lawrence, or have anything you would like to call to our attention. We like hearing what's going on in your life, whether it be a celebration or a challenge that you may be having. And there's a section there for prayer requests, where we invite you to send in your prayer request, and our chaplains devote time each day to hold us all in their prayers. So coming up, we have our Power Hour, which is going hybrid, and starting today, that time is going to back to the old time of 9:30. 9:30 to 10:30, Power Hour, right here in Fellowship Hall. If you're able to be here, we enjoy having that physical community, and we keep safe distance. It's also on hybrid. I believe Bob Wilson is assisting our facilitator, Cynthia Roberts, getting it out to you who are not able to be here physically. So do enjoy Power Hour. Starting for this year, we are going to be doing Course in Miracles. Some of you are very familiar with that. Some of you are curious about that. And some of you maybe got started and never made it through the first couple of lessons. So in Course in Miracles, there is a lesson every day. And on Sundays, then Cynthia will be dealing with that week of experiences that you do daily, and then discuss whatever your questions, concerns, feedback is about those lessons. So that's Power Hour Hybrid. We also have our prayer circle that's right here in the first room, the prayer chapel, on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. Please come in and enjoy prayer together. This week on Wednesday night, we have book club at 7 o'clock. And on Saturday, we have Women of Unity. They will be meeting here in the sanctuary at 10 o'clock, and the program is all about self-care and many different aspects of self-care. All of these things you can find on our website, and there are registrations required for quite a few of them. So go ahead, because if you want to see things on Zoom, like book club is on Zoom, and Power Hour, of course, if you want to see it on Zoom, you need to register to get that link. So now we begin our White Stone ceremony, which is the last of our holiday celebrations of 2021 and the newest one of 2022. So through this month of December, of course, we had our Advent services, our Advent readings, where Lawrence was also calling our attention to thinking about what God is in us and how our beliefs may have changed through the years. And then we had our wonderful Christmas Eve candlelighting service that some of you came to. Sunday after Christmas, we still had the tree up. And then we had our burning bowl ceremony. Again, some of you participated in all of these things. But for those who didn't, please do give some thought for releasing before you start into the new year. And as Lawrence mentioned at our burning bowl ceremony on New Year's Eve, it's not about wishing and hoping and, setting some goals for the new year. What is it in your life that you know is not serving you well? Maybe it's an obstacle with children, with relationships, with friendships, with your own spiritual growth, with your job, any number of things. Think about what those are and release it. Let it go and be ready for a new name, a new beginning, a new start. That's what today is about, the new start. Michael Murdad has reminded us that our ability to experience a wonderful new year is proportionate to our ability to bring healthy closure to the last year. So as we said goodbye to 2021, we introduce our theme this year of a new view in 22. A new view in 22. So if there's something that you still have to make right, make amends for, ask forgiveness for, or give forgiveness to someone, please do it now. And then when you've done what you can do, release it to God for healing, because we don't want those leftover feelings taking us down with things in the new year. One of my favorite Hebrew scriptures is from Isaiah 43:18. It says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" So while we entertain thoughts about the past, we can't be perceiving the new, can we? So this is new things that spring up from within us that we're focusing on today. And our work is to shut off the thoughts that we don't want to engage anymore and turn to the new. So rather than getting triggered by the old, we're going to allow the new to come in. With that in mind, I know some of you know this unity standard, so won't you join us all in singing, "I am free, I am unlimited."
I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, I am free. free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited. Right now, right now.
Okay. Are you all released and free and ready to go in this new year? All right. Well, as you know, we call this the White Stone Ceremony. And it is one to remind us that we stay centered, we stay authentic, we stay living from the Spirit within, and from that guidance. So the stone today is going to help remind you of these things. So does everyone at this point have a white stone? If not, would you raise your hand? Okay. Ron, do you need a white stone? Okay, one right up here, Rita. Anybody else? Everybody have a stone? Okay, and we'll pass out the pens in a little while. Okay. So naming was, and still is, a very important part of the Jewish culture. And I'm going to be referring to some notes on that because some of you have not done this before and others have. The Hebrew Talmud instructs us that naming a baby is a statement of its character, its specialness, and its path in life. The quote from the Talmud is, "For at the beginning of life we give a name, and at the end of life a good name is all we take with us." Okay. We remember that the Talmud teaching in the nativity story from Luke that we just had Christmas Eve begins with an angel telling Mary that she was with child and what the name would be. That is the Hebrew tradition. Hebrew boys then and now, including Jesus, were circumcised on the 8th day, and that's when the name was publicly announced. So each name has spiritual significance. Now, of course, most of us being raised in, Western society here and Christian culture, whether we were very religious or not, names are oftentimes chosen for what sounds great or who the popular celebrities were, or now resurrecting the old names from the past. I've been waiting and waiting to see baby girls named Beverly. I don't think that's going to happen. No offense to Beverly's out there, but we didn't make it to the final cut. So many of us have a name that was chosen for us with wonderful intentions, but it may or may not have spiritual significance. But even so, we know that from the teachings of our modern psychology that a child grows into its nickname. Think about it. A child often takes on the characteristics of its nickname. So we do remember and we respect the importance of a name today. And we ask ourselves to think about what names we call ourselves. How do we speak to ourselves, and what names are we using? So we need to remember the importance of all that labeling. So the inspiration for this service comes from Revelation. It's the only time mentioned in the scriptures, but because of the work that our biblical scholars have done, and when we relate to the Jewish culture of the time, we know we have some insights to what this scripture meant. And it's from Revelation 2:17. "He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh, I will give to eat of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it." So we'll do a little bit of interpretation on that for you. You see, the importance of the white stone and the name and receiving it In ancient times, prisoners were, when they completed their sentence, were given a white stone. That signified their freedom. Each of us here this morning has overcome things in our life, and we can look at that white stone and feel the freedom of moving forward. We are free to make choices. We are free to redesign and design our life every moment of every day. And so just not being held prisoner to old beliefs, to old ways of being, to old behaviors, that's very important to all of us on our spiritual journey. So as you hold your white stone and look at it, you think about the importance of freedom and choosing. We are free to choose, we are free to change, and we are free to design our life. The second thing is that judges in the ancient courts voted defendants innocent by holding up a white stone. This symbolizes for us innocence, because no matter what our behaviors might have become, we have an innocent heart that we are born with. We are innocent, and we can hold on to that innocence in our hearts and use that with our freedom to choose. So we maintain freedom and we maintain our innocence. God knows our innocent spirit, no matter how we may have acted against it. So we have freedom, we have innocence. Another use of the white stone in the ancient cultures when these scriptures were written is that clients of wealthy Roman houses lined up in their patrons' courtyards to receive free food and gifts. You may recall some of the beautiful mosaic painting and some of the tiles that archaeologists have found. So a carved white stone called a tessera was identified by each major wealthy household, and their clients then got this tessera. It, for us, represents a daily supply from Spirit. This is how we say that we have abundance, because every day as we look out into the world, there is that abundance that we can remember, that we can call on. And lastly, athletes who won important victories at the ancient games received a carved white stone from the master of the game, and those who retired were allowed to not be forced to fight until they died, the gladiators who performed very well over time. So that white stone not only honors us in who we are on our spiritual path, but it also shows us we can retire from this game of life. This past year and the year before have been filled with more than the usual amount of challenges for many people with the pandemic that has been worldwide. And so we can retire from that whole game of worried and fear and anxiety and looking outside of ourselves and allowing ourselves to be upset by what's going on. So we don't fight our thoughts and other people. We know we have access to the pleasures of retirement as far as clearing our mind, again, with this freedom and innocence. So as we read that verse again, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To him that overcometh, I will give to eat of the hidden manna. The hidden manna is wisdom. It's guidance from Spirit within each and every one of us. And I'll give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name. And that new name is your new consciousness, known only to the one who receives it. This consciousness, this new feeling about yourself, this new you, is only known to you and to whomever you choose to share it with. This new consciousness is your inner guidance, it's your inner light, and it can only be experienced. So although we sometimes get drawn into thinking small and get ourselves into tense and stressful states of mind, we want to keep our mindset on these teachings of the white stone from ancient times and keeping this stone in front of us to remind us of what a wonderful world it really is.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. All the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? Well, they're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, band, so very much. I had this picture, Samantha, of Louis Armstrong standing behind you and right there then saying, oh, yeah. Very good. I enjoy this service so very much. It's my belief I have had for some time that we don't do enough ritual in unity. Our culture does not have enough ritual. So you're going to be seeing some more things during this year where we take ordinary events, ordinary experiences, and turn them into a ritual, a ceremony, to make it more real for us, more experiential for us. How many of you would like that? Okay, we'll make that happen. In a few minutes, I'm going to lead you into a meditation time. And I will encourage you to open your hearts and your minds up to something new, this new view in 22. That's what the White Stone Ceremony is about. It's about documenting, if you will, expressing, manifesting a symbol of something new going on. And in the meditation, I want to invite you to just to be open and listen to what Spirit brings to you as far as a name, or a quality, whatever it is that you are to write on your stone. There are a couple of aspects of this ceremony that I think are important for us to realize before we go into that meditation time. This experience of writing on the white stone is a descriptive experience. The word that you get may identify something within you that you haven't quite fully acknowledged yet. Have you ever tried to give someone a compliment and they just wouldn't accept it? To tell a woman, that's a lovely dress, and she says, oh, this old rag? You know, it's challenging sometimes. Well, there are characteristics, qualities about you that you have not accepted yet, that you're not ready to say yes to. Someone may recognize how empathetic you are with people, and you say, it's time to acknowledge that and accept that and honor that. Someone may say, you are so wise. I always love coming to you to get advice. And you say, it's time to say, yes, that is true. I remember in a sociology class a long time ago, they were talking about a culture in some very isolated culture. And they were studying it because there was no crime, there was no violence, everybody got along, everybody helped each other. And one of the things they did, if you paid one of them a compliment, said, that's a very nice headdress you have on it, they would say, yes, it is, thank you. I mean, we don't feel like we can do that. We have to try to downplay it. Well, it's time that we embrace that which is about ourselves that is good and that is honorable. Someone may remind you that you seem to be sensitive when you're talking to people and you're able to talk to people very easily. Maybe it's time that that's what you bring forth in honor and solidify for yourself, and you say, yes, this is mine. I'm going to deliberately use it and honor it and bless others with it as well. So the word that you get may be descriptive of some of your behaviors, some of the things you think, some of the things you feel, some of the things that you say. And it's time that you say, this is mine. And by holding that white stone in your hand, claiming this is my stone, and write that word on that stone, it becomes real to you. And the great thing about this ceremony is that stone goes with you. How many of you have got stones at home from this service in the past? Yeah, we pretty much all do. So anytime you're questioning that, you can reach and take the stone and hold it in your hand. And remember this day. Remember this time when Spirit spoke that into your heart and your mind, or communicated that to you. Some people don't hear the sounds, but you feel it. You just know it. So you have that reminder with you, that descriptive word about something that is you. Another component or aspect of this experience of writing on the stone is predictive, if you will. There may be something in you in its infant stages. There may be something in you longing to be born, longing to be expressed, and nobody else in the world knows about it except you. And it may be this day, it's time, that Spirit brings that up for you, and you're able to say, yes, this is what I want in my life. This is what I want to express. This is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. And that is what you write on the stone. That which will call you forward. And that behavior, that thought, that action, that feeling, that consciousness that is seeking to be born in you is waiting, and you honor it and you bless it on this day. There's a term that came to be used a while back. I don't know whether I invented it or somebody else did, but it's called divine discontent. Very often we think, our interaction with Spirit is supposed to be just wonderful. It feels good and warm, and we want that kind of experience. But sometimes that experience with that encounter with Spirit, it makes us uncomfortable. Because there are things in us that are longing to be expressed, pushing, pressing to be expressed. When you put a seed in the ground and it germinates and it begins to grow, there's a period of time there where there's pressure inside the seed, and that's actually part of the growth experience, part of the germination. And at some point that seed bursts. If you've ever seen time-lapse photography of a seed germinating, that pressure builds and builds, and it splits that shell, and then that new sprout comes forth. And that sometimes is what's happening in us. That which is longing to be born and expressed in us in a way that nobody else can do. It creates that pressure within us because it's pushing us to open up and let that come forward. Perhaps this is the day that you recognize one of those things in you, and you write that on the stone, whatever word it may be, to represent that longing to be expressed in you and through you, and your willingness now, your commitment to doing that for yourself. And it may even be a time of identity. Have any of you ever known someone who changed their name, changed their birth name? I've known a number of people that have done that. A couple of things that come to mind is Ram Dass. His name wasn't Ram Dass when he started out. It was Richard Alpert. And another one that comes to mind is a great basketball player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And his name was Lou Alcindor. And others that have done that sort of thing where the name is important. I'm proud of my name. My parents were good Christian people, but had no sense of spirituality and all the metaphysics and the things that we have. And my name is Lawrence Eugene Palmer. Lawrence means crowned with laurel. It's the one who wins the race and gets the wreath to wear, like in the old Olympic Games. My goodness, thank you, Mom and Dad. That is wonderful. Eugene comes from the word eugenic, which means well-born. And Palmer is back when the people who went on pilgrimages and carried palm fronds to wave along the way. So I love my name. I don't have any need to change it to be, well, I won't go into that, but for some of you, there may be something inside of you longing to be expressed that is represented by another name. Listen to that. See where that takes you. See what that does for you. It may represent a change in character. It may be that the name that you were given at birth represents weakness, and you want a name that represents strength. You may have a name named after somebody that you don't really like very much, and you want a name that represents you being loving and caring and understanding in the world. Wherever it leads you, I encourage you to follow it. So in the moment as we go into this time of meditation and you listen for that guidance, for that word that serves you in some new way, that word that you commit to of letting a certain behavior, a certain characteristic manifest in you, and that word represents it. Write it on the stone. It may be that you want to change your name for you and spirit. Write that on the stone, and you'll be able to take that with you. But the important part is listening and letting that flow from within you. So I invite you now to hold your stone in your hand. You might even hold it with two hands, however represents this real commitment and claiming of this. And open your mind and your heart to spirit and listen for that word that is yours right here during this time. So I invite you to find that comfortable place for your body. Settle into that place where your body is still and your mind is still. And your awareness is free now to commune with Spirit and to listen to that quiet, still communication within you. What you're opening to is yours. You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to search for it. It is already there, looking for you, waiting for you, holding all the blessing that is yours. I invite you to welcome that with open mind, open heart, and receive that which Spirit has for you as we together are present in the stillness. And as we continue in the stillness, when that word comes to you, go ahead and write it on your stone. And acknowledge that movement of Spirit within you. if you find yourself in a place of complete quiet and nothing is coming to you, that's okay. You can take your stone with you, and it may be that in a dream that word comes to you. It may be that in a meditation in your familiar space to meditate it comes to you. Don't worry about it right now. Let it be. Now, as you bring your attention and your awareness back to this time and space, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Again, if you've not written on your stone yet, go ahead. And again, if you want to do that later, you may. Now, some of you may feel led to share this experience with someone else and share with others what's on your stone. That's fine. Some of you may want to hold it close and keep it to yourself, and that's fine as well. I feel compelled to share you what mine was that came up. I mentioned a moment ago Louis Armstrong being over there with Samantha. Well, I felt him come over here and whisper it in my ear, "Oh, yeah." So my word for my stone is, "Oh, yeah." And I don't know where it came from, but on the other side, it is "Bring it on." I'm excited about this year, and I'm excited about what's going to be happening and going on in this place, in this spiritual community with you as family members. It's going to be a great, great year. We've already begun that, moving in that direction. So I invite you to close up this time, to hold that stone in your hand and honor it and bless it and celebrate it. And let this be a truly new beginning for you. Now, to close this time, we're going to be sharing in a responsive reading. This is something that's not done a whole lot in Unity churches. I remember growing up in the Baptist church, we very often had responsive readings at the end of the service. So we're going to do that together. You will have on the screens. And I will begin, and you will follow. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?
I am not bound by the past. I am free. I am unlimited.
This is a new day.
Through the power of the Christ in me, I see myself in a new light.
This is a new day.
Through the power of the Christ in me, I see my strengths. I count my blessings.
This is a new day.
Through the power of the Christ in me, I release the old. I behold the new.
God has placed within us all that we need for full and joyous lives.
Through the power of the Christ in me, I accept my divine inheritance.
And he who sat upon the throne said, "Behold, I make all things new."
This is a new day. Through the power of the Christ in me, I begin anew.
This is a new day. How glorious to know that. Now we come to our time of offering, where you have opportunity to support the work of this place. So I invite you to take your gift and hold it in your hands. And for those of you who may be giving electronically, do something silly like put your hand on the screen as you are going through the steps before you press the send button. Because it's important that your energy, your consciousness is included in your gift. Not just the gift, but what it means, what is behind it is very important. So I invite you to give with joy. Let this be as an act of love. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to forego the traditional blessing, because it just seemed like important to me here, to say this is an act of love. Hold your gift, and with the energy coming from the depths of your heart, let us affirm together, this is an act of love. Once again, this is an act of love. And one more time, this is an act of love.
Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams, 'cause you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or look back. Just enjoy what this day brings, 'cause you will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
Oh, yeah. We look forward to many amazing things, and we look for those amazing things, and we expect them. Yes?
Yes. Oh, yeah. One thing I want to mention to you, just pushing out of my head, one of the first participatory project that's going to be going on around here in this new year is something called Unity Broadcasting System. I introduced this a couple of years ago, and some of you already participated in that. But I'll be telling you more about that. Just keep your eyes open for Unity Broadcasting System, and you'll hear all about it.
All right, so let's stand now. Those of you who are here and at home, thank you for being with us. Those of you traveling, we wish you safe journeys as you return to us. So let's bless each other with Unity's prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Happy New Year, everybody! Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling. Blessings are falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling on me. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling. Beauty is falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Beauty is falling, is falling. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your